Welcome in from Moores Park in Mooresville, North Carolina, where we have some SCBL action for you tonight on this Tuesday night between the home Mooresville Spinners and the visiting Lake Norman Copperheads. Zane joins me on color. Zane, what are you looking forward to in tonight's matchup?
It's two teams that are, on the top of the totem pole here in the SCBL. As, in our weekly power rankings, we saw the Spinners. They were the 1 seed, and the Copperheads be the 2 seed. Copperheads kind of fell off last night with an unfortunate loss against the Concord 8. But it's going to be a good one in the first road test of the season for the Copperheads.
And Mooresville, of course, the last 3 SCBL championships under their belt, looking for a 4th consecutive this year. And they've gotten off to a 3-0 start. They've got Andre Wiltarowicz on the mound tonight. What do you expect from him? Looks like been around quite a bit, and recently his latest stop at Morehead State, but Lake Norman has a challenge on their hands.
Yeah, just kind of looking at him, first impression on the map, kind of a big, towering lefty up there. It's going to be interesting to see, how the Copperheads face that. As we see some lefties in the lineup for them, start off, in the 2-0 with Phil Oler, and we're going to have to see how they kind of face his, lefty kind of different style over the top.
Certainly Mooresville off to a good start with this 3-0 record, and we'll be looking to keep it up tonight. Had 4 teams entering last night undefeated, but this will be just Mooresville. They stay at the top of the league. We're number 1, obviously, in those recent power rankings. And another strong team they look to have this season. And a pretty good turnout tonight at Moore Park as well.
It's always a good turnout. One of the better atmospheres, if not the best atmosphere in the league, and a nice historic ballpark right in the center of downtown Mooresville. And it's kind of, a blast from the past when you walk in this place. I know that this is your first time in Moore Park tonight.
Yeah, it looks to be a very good environment for baseball, and we'll have Luis Morales leading off for the Copperheads, the shortstop. Originally hailing from Puerto Rico, as he takes this first pitch high for a ball. A unique story, Luis Morales being one of the only international players in the league, but certainly one of its most talented. 1-0 pitch in their first strike from Wiltarowicz.
Yeah, the talent's definitely there for Morales. He played on the Regulators last season, was an all-star, went to that showcase up in Lynchburg, Virginia, and then now jumping ship and playing on the Copperheads, and had 4 hits last night in the leadoff spot, and obviously good enough to get him back in the leadoff spot tonight.
Shows the eye there, 2-1 count now. Morales playing his ball at Sterling College currently. Looking to get on base and start things off on a positive note for Lake Norman. Takes this pitch high, 3-1.
Morales just kind of a guy, you want in that leadoff spot. He's not going to hit the ball super hard, but he's going to find those gaps and just get on base any way possible and have the wheels when he does get on first.
3-1 pitch in there for a strike from Wiltarowicz, so the count runs full.
One more.
Full count pitch from Wiltarowicz. Swung on, and a base hit past the diving shortstop Alder for a leadoff hit.
Even a good effort right there from Alder for just that one. 2 hard hit off the bat from Luis Morales. An RBI single, can't ask for more from your leadoff guy.
So the leadoff man aboard here for the Lake Norman Copperheads. A good contact there from the leadoff hitter Morales. Wiltarowicz heavily leaning on that fastball in that first at-bat as now the 2-hole hitter steps in. Cale Ayler, the left fielder.
Yeah, kind of one of the things of us being kind of courtside or, field side tonight is you can kind of see those balls and strikes even close now. Kind of a unique angle for not only us here broadcasting this game, but, the camera angle right there. It's right on the backstop for you guys tonight.
Yeah, been a good strike there from Wiltarowicz. So an early lefty-lefty matchup here. Ayler looking to make it 2 straight hits to start the game off for the Copperheads. This one swung on and missed. One of the first off-speed pitches we've seen from Wiltarowicz tonight.
Yeah, he has that advantage on the bump, being a lefty, that's more to factor in for Morales over there at first base. Can't have that much of a lead.
Wiltarowicz set with the 1-2. The pitch cut on and missed, strike 3. Ayler down on strikes now. A good rebound there for Wiltarowicz.
Number 3, Armstrong.
This is now the 3-hole hitter Isaac Armstrong will step in.
Yeah, now we see back-to-back at-bats and back-to-back, kind of you see him leaning on the fastball a lot. Not much off-speed stuff, but just kind of pounding that fastball to those Copperheads hitters.
Wotarowicz, another international player in the league, is first pitch strike is in there. Originally, the 6'5" lefty hails from Quebec, or pardon me, Oakville, Ontario. And a big lefty on the mound, 6'5", 225. 0-1 pitch just misses. And it's kind of a unique thing. You've got a couple guys in here from places like Puerto Rico, as we said, with Morales, and some Canadian guys as well. 1-1. In there for a high and inside strike. Center fielder Armstrong. It's a nice 3-hole hitter. 1-2 pitch. Just misses. Needs to be just a little bit high there, and it's a 2-2 count. Armstrong, a freshman, currently attending East Carolina. As this one's hammered down the left field line. Fair ball! Morales motoring towards third. The throw will be cut off. It's a stand-up double for Isaac Armstrong. Just like that, 2 runners in scoring position in the top of the first inning for the Copperheads.
Yeah, I mean, Gunnar, great 2-strike hitting right there from Armstrong. Just pulled that one right down the left field line, just stayed fair. And that's what the Copperheads needed right now. Need a bounce-back game, and what better way to do it with 2 runners in scoring position here with only 1 out of the top half of the first inning.
This is now the 4-hitter Brock Fowler. First pitch in there for a strike from Wotarowicz. So maybe a damage limitation approach now that the Copperheads have these 2 guys on. There's not much third of a double play. 0-1 pitch low.
Yeah, I mean, with Morales standing on third base and the power that Fowler's had, anything that's going to be deep into the outfield, you have to imagine Morales is going to tag up and score. So something to look out for the Spinners outfielders.
Fowler puts this one on the ground towards third. The runner will come home, and there's no play. Here comes the second runner, Armstrong. The throw home is late. Looks like the shortstop, Alderfer, had another tough time with that ball. Bounces past him off the glove into left field. Both Morales and Ayler score. Morales and Armstrong score, pardon. Early 2-0 lead here for the Copperheads.
Yeah, Brock Fowler's right there with a 2 RBI single, and just good work right there. Slipped another glove of Nick Alderfer, and a close play at home as Armstrong didn't turn on the burner, still kind of late, but got in there in time, and that's all that matters.
First pitch outside here to Goldisich, tonight's catcher for the Copperheads.
As the Copperheads, one of the better hitting teams in the league, they come in this game with a .313 average. I mean, tied for first in hits with 35. That one popped up.
Popped up a mile high towards the second baseman. Umbach is under it for the second out. So nice rebound there for Wotarowicz after his defense really didn't give him too much help there. Alderfer had a couple balls hit early towards his way. First pitch was a little tough for the Morales liner, but that one, you got to say, he probably would need to make that play. Maybe the first runner scores regardless, but the second runner from second, tough break there. As now Connor Paul will step in, the first baseman, hitting 6 tonight for the Copperheads. Kind of an unfortunate for Brock Fowler as well. May not get any credit for that hit. Probably reached on an error there. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Paul ahead 2-0.
Yeah, I think maybe if this was a home game for the Copperheads, he gets credited with a 2 RBI single, but away he might get credit with the error.
Certainly does. As Paul ahead 2-0, holds off on that pitch. 3 quick balls here. Connor Paul, a big lefty from Brentwood, Tennessee. As Wotarowicz gets one in there for a strike. Currently playing at Volunteer State Community College in Tennessee. Another one of these freshmen looking to make a name for himself as he takes a walk. So runners on first and second, 2 out.
After that walk, we see the Spinners now with a little bit of a mound, just trying to calm down their guy on the bump and just kind of put some damage control. You only need 1 out to get out of the inning. And just keep this game in a manageable situation going into the bottom half of the first.
Spinners have hit the ball hard thus far, and certainly have some runs to show for it, and will be threatening again. We saw multiple times with the Copperheads. They've put together quite a few rallies and maybe haven't fully taken advantage of all these runners they've had in scoring position early on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, watching the Copperheads in the 3 games that I have watched, they've left it till late to try to, figure things out for better or for worse. Sometimes, the example last night, it was too little too late for the Copperheads as they were down 6 runs, got a little rally late, but just not enough.
Yeah. Copperheads looking for a bounce back, of course, as they took their first loss of the season last night, 12-8 against the Concord A's. And no better team to do it against than the Spinners, as the first pitch is in their first strike from Otarowicz. Spinners along with the Copperheads, the only 2 undefeated teams left in the league now, as Regulators took their first loss of the night last night against Queen City by 9-2 score line. All 8 teams in action tonight as well in the league. This pitch swung on down the third base line and past the diving third baseman Fowler. Around third comes the runner. He will score standing up. Here comes the runner from third as well. The play is bobbled. 2 more runners score. Fowler and Paul both score. Dane Frelick with a 2 RBI double past the diving third baseman. 4 runs in the top of the first frame here for the Copperheads. What a start it's been.
Yeah, I mean, what a start indeed. Kind of an unfortunate bobble in left field by Dalton Chapman as he was coming up looking to fire, and the ball got past him and allowed kind of that 4th run of the inning to score right there. And just kind of the Spinners' defense so far looking a little shaky.
Certainly have, and they've pounced off the starter Wotarowicz in his first appearance thus far in the league, as Aiden Kwan, the DH, will take his turn at bat, takes the first pitch strike here from Wotarowicz. This one grounded foul. The Spinners have sort of like the old feel to their ballpark, and certainly maybe the baselines as well. Hard to see the line here. They've got the grass along the line from home to first and home to third. 0-2 is inside. And just as we're saying, maybe they could have taken advantage of a little bit of these guys in scoring position. Dane Frelick has the second double of the top of the first inning here. 1-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen. Quan played in the outfield before so far this season, but now the DH.
Yeah, I mean, Quan was his 3rd appearance on the year, and we saw in his first game go 0 for 5, but, a kid fresh out of high school and then did better last night. And he's trying to get adjusted to that college pitching here.
Have an opportunity, a swing and a miss. Drop third strike will be thrown down to first. It's on the money, and Quan is retired. But 4 early runs
Down on strikes.
and 2 doubles
Your Mooresville
highlight the first inning for the Lake Norman Copperheads. It's 4-0 who's headed to the bottom of the first inning.
Heading to the bottom of the first, there looks to be a lightning delay in the area in Mooresville, so we'll keep you updated on any further weather announcements. There looks to be potential rain on the way, but we will do any further announcements as well when we'll be back in action.
Back after the rain delay for the bottom of the first inning. Copperheads out to a 4-0 lead, and on the mound for Lake Norman is Andrew Bruss. To start off facing the center fielder Taft and Hensley for the Spinners as the first pitch swung on and missed for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough situation for Bruss. Obviously, they have the lead, but coming back from that weather delay, you warm up in the pen, getting ready for the game, then have to go cold for about 45 minutes.
This one a hot shot to third. Backhanded throw is not on time. Looks like he just missed it. Third baseman Frelick with a nice backhanded play, but couldn't keep Connor Paul in the bag there.
Yeah, I mean, the throw just took off the ball, a little bit off the bag, and unfortunate start for Bruss, but having to warm back up on the mound and have to go out here in the bottom of the first.
Certainly. So Hensley aboard with what looks to be a fielding error.
Matthew Cipriano.
So it'll be the EH Matthew Cipriano hitting second. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. We see a lot of teams utilizing that extra hitter role on their teams, and how big of a difference it makes for a lot of these guys looking to get at-bats that maybe didn't play much their freshman years.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, for the SCBL, that's what it's all about. It's just getting guys that experience here in the summer and just, getting as many ABs as you can.
This one fouled back to the screen, so a quick 0-2 count here. Bruss looking to rebound after a hard ground ball his first at-bat. Nearly turned into that leadoff pitch. He checks back the first, the 0-2 pitch. Golfed into right field for a base hit. It'll go all the way to the wall. Turning around and going for second is Cipriano. Stopping at third is Hensley.
Back-to-back hits.
Cipriano picks up the dust and lets it fall on that one.
I mean, good work right there from the Spinners. Can I say anything you can do, I can do better. The Copperheads got off to a quick first inning start, and then after the delay, the Spinners do much of the same here, back-to-back hits, and sets up in a good, a good lineup here with the meat of the order coming up.
Certainly is the catcher Corliss hitting 3-hole tonight for these Mooresville Spinners, who utilizing multiple of their listed catchers in tonight's lineup. They've got Will Fowler hitting 10th, playing third base tonight. You've got Davis Turner playing first, and of course Corliss, in addition to Garrison Bullock DHing. But for Corliss, a freshman going to Western Carolina University, just finished up his season competing in the SoCon. So he takes that pitch from Bruss just about outside. So 3 quick balls here. And as a hitter, a real chance to maybe put a swing on a ball if he likes it. 3-0 from Bruss. Swung on and missed. Always the threat of the double play, but we haven't seen too many turn thus far for the Copperheads this season. Corliss ahead 3-1. The pitch is high for ball 4. So just like that, Mooresville threatening, bases loaded, no outs.
The walk loads the bases for number 7, Turner.
Battle of number 7's here now. As this one gets to the backstop, there will be no advance. Hensley thought about it for a second there.
And Davis Turner coming out to dinosaur by Hank Williams Jr. He's a guy that's kind of been a dinosaur in the SCBL. I mean, he's been here for the Spinners about 3 or 4 summers here and coming off the SCBL Player of the Week. I mean, he had 11 ABs, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and a .545 average, and absolutely raking on opening weekend here, and a good chance to continue that streak.
Yep. As he fouls this one back to the screen. Davis is one of these kids from the area, Mooresville, North Carolina native, and playing at Limestone College. And as we mentioned, he's one of the 4 listed catchers playing around the diamond tonight and in the lineup. 1-1 pitch from Bruss is low.
I mean, Bruss in an unfortunate situation here. You have runners, on every base, and you can't walk Turner here, but you also can't give him something down the middle. He's going to turn on it.
As the hitter, Turner may be feeling he can do no wrong as he golfs this one towards the second base bag. The throw to second in time, and the throw to first. Picked on! But despite that, the runner will score. Hensley does score, so the RBI ground out turns into a double play. A nice pick there from Painter to get it in time to Morales. Another nice pick by Paul at first base. Maybe making up for a little bit on that fielding error at first.
Yeah, I mean, Morales kind of a weak throw over there to first base kind of pick. Paul with a good pick, and that's perfect right there from Russ, getting out of a jam and kind of 2 birds with 1 stone.
Now Nick Alderfer will look to keep the inning alive. Quick 0-1 pitch from Bruss. Second one just a little bit low.
As we kind of mentioned in the prior broadcast, how many Cox Mill guys we have on this Copperheads roster, and Nick Alderfer, another Cox Mill guy, but playing up in Mooresville this summer.
Also playing his ball at Queens University locally is this pitch catches the high and inside corner from Bruss. Alderfer with a chance to cut the 4-0 advantage in half if he can get a base hitter against Bruss, as this one's turned on towards the second base bag. Fielding it is Painter, and he makes the throw to first to end the inning. Mooresville is on the board, though. Gets one on an RBI ground out that turns into a double play for Davis Turner. It'll be 4-1 when we come back for the top of the second inning.
Now batting 19, Cody Spillman.
Here we are for the top of the second inning. Long delay means a new pitcher for the Spinners, as Wotarowicz exits after just 1 inning of work in which he gave up 4 runs. Not a great start, but turning over a new leaf here with the new pitcher Landon Reeves. He'll face the extra hitter Spillman to start this inning off, as a quick 2-0 count here. Reeves, a junior from Denver, North Carolina, as he fires one in there for a strike. Reeves, a pretty small guy for a pitcher, but still has the velocity to challenge these hitters as he pumps a fastball by Spillman there.
Yeah, not to be confused with Landon Reeves of the Copperheads last year, a little named doppelganger. As Landon Reeves last year for the Copperheads played his college ball at Davidson, was a first baseman.
This one fouled off. So the count will stay alive for Spillman, the extra hitter tonight and hitting 9th in the lineup.
Cody Spillman, another one of these freshmen from Lewisburg College. Looking to pick up where the Copperheads left off, as this one's fouled off on the off speed. All in all, the Copperheads had 3 hits and a walk. Also had a runner reach on the error was Brock Fowler that drove in the first 2 runs of the game. 2-2 pitch held by Spillman.
And just alert for everybody that's at home tonight, the Athletics and Corn Dogs game is canceled due to the rain.
This one towards the shortstop. Alderford makes the throw. It is in time for the out.
And Alderford needed that one, Gunner, right there. We saw some fielding woes in the first inning, but a little easy ground ball, backhand, throws it over to the first base Turner. And just something to kind of get your momentum and get your rhythm flowing.
So next will be the second baseman, Painter. So you can see these big overcast clouds above your screen as the first pitch is in there for a strike from Reeves.
Yeah, and Gunner, that first inning allowing 4 runs is very unlike the Spinners so far this season. They have a team ERA of 2.0, which has been absolutely shutting the door on opposing teams, 36 Ks and an opponent batting average of 192. So, I mean, their pitching staff has been elite so far this season, but a shaky first inning from the Spinners.
Quick 0-2 count from Reeves. Swing and a miss. He got him. Nice off-speed pitch there from Reeves, and 2 are down now. The lineup card will turn over now to the top of the order. Luis Morales the second time up. We'll see if Morales can hit a ball quite as hard as he did his first at-bat. An absolute missile past the shortstop Alderford. First pitch is in there for a strike from Reeves. Quite the journey for Morales, who currently plays his college ball in Kansas. Quite an interesting journey there, as Reeves just misses the outside corner there with that off speed. And what a unique story. Luis Morales, one of the only players not from Canada or North America to maybe have ever played in this league. It's been around for quite a long time and certainly showing his skills off. But down 0-2 as that one skips up there for a ball. Sterling College, though, certainly lucky to have him as a leadoff hitter. This one popped back a mile high. Over the screen, nearly onto the cars passing by on the street here near Moore Park.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the intricate quirks here of Moore Park, is it being so close to the downtown. I mean, a pop fly just like that can shatter a windshield of a car driving by.
This one hammered towards the right center gap and caught. A few steps before the track. Nice catch there from Morel to end the inning. But the Copperheads still up 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. We'll see if the Spinners can cut into the deficit when we return. Back here for the bottom of the second is the DH. Garrison Bullock will lead things off for the Spinners. Still facing Bruss as the first pitch, a high strike.
And Gunnar, what does that do to a pitcher's confidence? I mean, you have no outs, bases loaded in the bottom half of the first inning, you get out of a jam.
This one popped towards the first base side. Calling for it and making the catch is Paul. And one quick out here for Bruss. So good start. As you were saying, it's really instrumental to a guy's confidence when you can really get away from bases loaded, no out. You get the double play there. Obviously, the Spinners fans here not too pleased with that call, as you may have heard in maybe the background of the broadcast. Nice first pitch there from Bruss to land an off-speed in there. Faces the left fielder, Chapman. Bruss working quickly, and that one gets a piece of Chapman. So as we've seen, these games can maybe change in the blink of an eye. Bruss, though, looking to maybe stop that from happening a little bit. Is a good first pitch strike there to Morrell. Morrell, one of 5 listed outfielders, and another one of these players from the Northeast that's come down to participate in this league. Originally from Elmira, New York, is Morrell. Takes that pitch high and inside, and another one of these colleges in Limestone that produces a lot of players in this league and in the SCBL, produces lots of players on Spinners, the Copperheads, and other teams.
I mean, kind of one of the local, D2 teams around here, and a lot of guys playing for the summer in the SCBL.
This one passed. The double play will be attempted to be turned, but beating out the throw is Morrell. Leadoff runner Chapman, though, will be out at second base. So one out here for Bruss, 2 outs here for Bruss.
Now
one more to get out of the inning. Scoreless. Now Anthony Umbach will step in. So a bit of a fielder's choice there, maybe a missed opportunity, but the speedy right fielder Morrell is on with 2 outs.
Yeah, I think one thing to mention about Bruss is what a good kid he is. I mean, come over here talking to us, pre-game, and got to know him a little bit last summer, and be transferring to Pfeiffer University in the fall. Just a great guy and a great locker room guy to have around in the dugout, and I know the Copperheads are lucky to have him back this summer.
Certainly has, and he's been off to a good start so far. Just allowed the 1 run last inning. In a good spot here. Down 1-0 though, as that second fastball is a little bit outside. He'll be facing another one of these freshmen in the lineup for Mooresville, Anthony Umbach, currently playing at Emory and Henry College. Umbach ahead 2-0. Takes that pitch outside for a ball. And now ahead, you're looking maybe to just force him to throw something down the middle here, and maybe in a 3-1, you'd be looking to maybe drive a ball. But we'll see if Umbach chooses to be aggressive here. The throwback is made there by Bruss, but quickly back over is Morrell at first.
I mean, Bruss has been very keen to try to get those guys at first base, unsuccessful so far.
Bruss is 3-0, is in there for a strike.
I mean, Bruss, he's been getting the guys out, but he's been falling behind, and Cal's been having to work his way back in and running up that pitch count. That might be crucial kind of in the later stages of his start.
3-1 pitch is late, ball 4. No throwdown will be made as Morrell will advance to second. So now Umbach keeps the inning alive.
Runners on second and third for Will Fowler.
Now the 10-hole hitter, Will Fowler. 2 men on and 2 outs. But now a swing of the bat could tie things up. As we've seen Mooresville's ability to be patient in these counts early on. Check back from Bruss. The first pitch is swung on and fouled over the screen. Bruss checks back in the 0-1. Is a high curveball.
Fowler looking to claw some runs back here as he swings through a pitch high. Now just one strike away here. What should be the approach here if you're a guy like Andrew Bruss looking for your head in the count?
I mean, you got to go off speed here from Bruss.
The 1-2 hits him. Big piece of him looked like it maybe have caught him on the shoulder or the upper arm, but nonetheless, the bases are now loaded for Mooresville.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there.
Hit by pitch loads
Looked
the
like he got him
bases.
maybe in the elbow guard and got up to hit him in the C-flap on his helmet. Lucky enough, he's able to walk that one off, and now back-to-back innings for the back spinners, back-to-back bases loaded.
Now the lineup card flips over. Taft and Hensley reached on an error his first time up. Bruss, though, still just needs one more out. But one swing could really change the game here for Mooresville as Hensley will call time.
Yeah, and Bruss now able to work out of the windup. He looks like he's been more comfortable tonight when he's been able to had time and in that windup.
This pitch high here from Bruss, and another one of these kids from Mooresville, North Carolina. Hensley leads things off here tonight for the Spinners, and Hensley at Western Carolina. This one popped up a mile high. That one will reach the fans in the stands. Hensley 6'2", 210 playing center field, one of the bigger center fielders you maybe see in the league, but certainly has the power as well. As he takes a pitch on the inside corner here for a strike, and now Bruss once again just one pitch away from getting out of the inning scot-free. The 1-2 is fouled back. Hensley really going upstairs for that one, but still did get a piece of it, so he'll stay alive in a 1-2. We'll see if Bruss goes back to the off-speed or if he chooses the fastball. The 1-2 hits him. A hit-by-pitch RBI for Hensley. Two consecutive batters hit now. Makes it 4-2. The Spinners, after being down 4-0, suddenly now just trailed by 2 runs, and maybe a bases clearing hit could give them the lead now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely brutal right there for Andrew Bruss. He looked like he was going to get out of the inning scot-free and just flips another batter. It's like he's hitting these guys, dead in the center of the back. He's just getting their elbow guards. And now the Copperheads will have a mound visit.
Looks to calm Bruss down now as now Cipriano will be due up next, the extra hitter. And he had a double his first time up, so if he's able to replicate that, maybe Mooresville takes the lead here.
I think that's that mound visit right there is just what the Copperheads need to just calm down Bruss on the mound. He's shown tonight that he's able to work out of these sticky situations, and he's going to need to right here again.
Cipriano will look to make it 2 for 2. Had a hard double down the line last time. And despite the good throw from Fowler, he still made it in standing up, so certainly has the speed to leg out an extra base hit if need be. Lots of base traffic here. Bruss's first pitch swung on and tipped back into the glove. Cipriano currently playing his ball at Wake Tech Community College and takes this pitch high for a ball. So Bruss the count even now. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed. Good fastball there from Bruss. Now for the third batter in a row, just one strike away from preserving the lead for Lake Norman.
I mean, it kind of sounds like a broken record over there, just one strike away. Let's see if Bruss finally finds that put-away pitch.
1-2 from Bruss is upstairs. Cipriano looks to extend the inning. We'll need to lay off 2 more balls to do so. The 2-2 pitch. Just outside. The count runs full once again for Bruss, who knows he needs to put a pitch in the zone. Cipriano will certainly be aggressive here. Chokes up on the bat. The full count pitch is low, ball 4. Cipriano takes his free base.
Now batting, number 7 or number 10, Forrest.
That will score. Look to be potentially Umbach from second. As now Noah Corliss steps in after a walk, his first time up. Lake Norman still has the lead though, 4-3. And for the third consecutive batter, Bruss gets one strike away but isn't able to finish the job. Certainly disappointing as this one gets past the catcher Goldisich, and the runner will score. Just like that, we are tied.
Wild pitch ties the game.
And honestly, seemed to be a tale of kind of unforced errors here for Lake Norman a little bit. And not many hits, just hit by pitches, and walks have really doomed Bruss here.
Yeah, I mean, the Spinners only have 3 hits on the night. It's just been the walks and hit by pitches have been Bruss's kryptonite.
Now he trails the catcher Corliss in a 3-0 count. And a 4-pitch walk will load the bases again.
Oh, come on, Coach. The last time you came out, you worked wonders. Come on.
As now it'll be 3 walks and 2 hit by pitches this
So the
inning.
walk brings up number 7, Davis Turner.
It looks like that will be the end of the night for Andrew Bruss as Mooresville rebounds with 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning so far. Bases are loaded when we come back. Now a 4-4 ball game. So we are back after the pitching change, so the new pitcher will be William Price for the Copperheads, looking to preserve the tie ball game. Bottom 2 here at Moore Park is first pitch off speed in there for a strike, and Price, a unique background coming from the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Price's kind of bio, All of his family members were also in the Air Force, so obviously that kind of family heritage serving the U.S. Air Force, and we're happy that he's serving our nation in later stages of his life.
He certainly has, but a pretty good baseball pitcher in his own right. So he's 1-1 here with Davis Turner, the first baseman for the Spinners. Turner grounded into a double play for an RBI his first time up. Works this count to a 2-1. And Turner, another one of these guys, a pretty heavy group of Limestone College guys, as we mentioned, and a hometown kid from Mooresville looking to make an impact for the hometown Spinners as he swings through that 2-1.
Come on, Davis, let's go. Let's go, Davis.
So now Deuce is wild, a 2-2 count with 2 outs.
Right over that Health Smart Pharmacy.
We'll see if Price can finish the job after getting to 2 strike counts on 3 batters before this one. Pitch from Price. Swung on in a foul ball, or a fly ball, pardon. And that one collected by Morales at short.
In the bottom of the second, now moving to
Tie
the
ball
bottom
game
of
as
the
we head to
third.
the top of the 3rd inning. Now 4-4 here at Moore Park. Back here for the top of the 3rd inning. Copperheads looking to get the lead back after Mooresville answered with 1 in the bottom of the 1st and 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Reeves remains on the mound for the Spinners as Cale Ayler steps in, a strikeout in his first at bat. He'll look to remedy that and takes a ball outside here from Reeves. 1-1 pitch cut on, and looks like it got a piece of the catcher Corliss's hand potentially. Or maybe it looks like he's on first base now potentially. We'll see what the call is there.
Now batting number 4, Isaac Armstrong.
Maybe got a piece of him.
Yeah, maybe some catcher interference or something of that sort, but nonetheless, the leadoff guy out for the Copperheads.
It would seem to be catcher interference as Corliss really had a mitt quite close to maybe his bat, and Ayler made contact with it, so he looks to be aboard now to start off this inning. Now Armstrong, the center fielder, looking to make it 2 straight batters to reach base to lead off this inning, and he Drills one to center field. That one is over the fence and gone. Isaac Armstrong touches one off to center field, and just like that, the Copperheads get the lead right back. A 6-4 ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Armstrong comes up first pitch swinging right there and puts that one right back from where it came from as a 2-run jack from Isaac Armstrong. Second extra base hit of the night for him. Pretty, not too bad of a night so far.
Now batting number 33.
And halfway to the cycle, and he gives the Copperheads the lead right back. Just the 4th hit of the night for Lake Norman, but 6 runs already. As now Brock Fowler, the 4-hole hitter, will look to reach base for the second time. He did reach on an error the first time, so technically 0-1. Takes a first pitch strike, and another good pitch here from Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, the Copperheads, they've had 6 runs tonight by coming of 3 different hits. It's not like they're coming in, singles here and there. They're coming in bunches.
Fowler waits the 0-2. Just outside from Reeves. Nearly got the call, but a 1-2 count now. Copperhead showing off some power early here. The 1-2 pitch held off on by Fowler. Good breaking ball in the dirt there from Reeves. Couldn't get the swing and a miss. So now the count even at 2-2. That pitch fouled back. A little dribbler to the back of the screen here. So they'll do it again. Fowler looking to make it 3 straight batters to reach bases. That one right down Broadway for strike 3. A great pitch.
Down on strikes.
Fowler caught looking on that fastball. So strikeout looking for Reeves. Will bring up the catcher Goldasich.
Matt Goldasich.
Goldasich a pop out in his first at-bat tonight. One-0 count so far here for Goldasich. Caught the inside corner there, did Reeves, so it's a 1-1 count now. Count runs even, and a good breaking ball from Reeves, but doesn't get the swing and a miss here by Goldasich. Goldasich ahead 2-1 here. Another one of these freshmen, hailing from Springfield, Illinois, takes that pitch upstairs for a 3-1 count now. Goldasich in an advantage here and takes that pitch just outside for ball 4. So Goldasich reaches base for the first time tonight on a walk, and now Connor Paul, who reached base on a walk himself, his first time up. 1 man on and 1 out. Copperheads holding a 6-4 advantage here in the top of the 3rd, as this one's gone the other way past the third baseman for a base hit. Chugging towards 3rd is Goldasich. He'll reach it standing up. There will be no throw to 2nd, and a double for Connor Paul. Looked to be late on that one, but sneaks it just past the 3rd baseman Fowler.
Yeah, I mean, the Copperheads, they're coming up swinging tonight. The bats are flowing, and at least on the offensive side of things, they're looking good.
Will Fowler unable to make a play on that one, and good news for the Copperheads. Another 2 guys in scoring position. Still just 1 out here. Both teams have been swinging the bat well here in these opening innings. Big cut and miss there from Dane Frelick, who had the double in the first inning that scored 2. Looking to do some more damage as this one gets away from the catcher. The runner will be coming home, and the slide is in time. Goldasich takes advantage of the wild pitch. 7 runs now for the Copperheads and a 3-run lead.
I mean, this has been quite the slugfest so far. Both teams going back and forth. And it reminds me of the Copperheads game last night. I mean, it was a 12-8 final score, and right now we're on pace for double digits from both sides.
Great performance so far from the Copperheads, who are looking to
halt the Spinners' 3-0 start in its tracks. Just 2 undefeated teams left in the league, as we mentioned. Spinners and the Corn Dogs. Corn Dogs may be the last team standing, as they will not play tonight via a rain delay. 1-1 pitch here is just outside from Reeves. And after Reeves had a pretty strong first inning, has struggled here, gave up the 2-run home run to Armstrong, and now Wild pitch scores a third against him. Now behind 3-1 here. Frelick has worked a good count here. Looks to do some more damage. 3-1. He held his swing, and it's another walk. Second walk in 3 innings here, or the 3 batters, pardon. So now another mound visit in turn for the Spinners. Aiden Kwan waits for his turn to bat. But not quite the offensive slugfest we may have been expecting from a Mooresville game, as you mentioned, the 2 ERA. But what do you think the Copperheads have done to kind of offset that?
I feel like they're just getting ahead of counts, and when they get ahead of counts and get those favorable hitter counts, 3-0, 3-1, 2-1, they're making sure that the Spinners pay on that. And one thing that has been a point of emphasis from the last, first 3 games of the season is runners left on base from the Coppers, and they've been doing a lot better job of that tonight, not leaving as many runners on. That's been a pivotal factor in them scoring 7 runs already tonight.
Certainly so. And we've seen the Copperheads get into some kind of run battles, as maybe last night against the A's a little bit. A combined 20 runs scored in that one, but Copperheads on the losing end of that, now looking to maybe win an offensive slugfest here. Have a 3-run lead here in the top of the third, a 7-4 score. First pitch after the mound visit for Reeves is in there for a strike. Runners at the corners here for the Copperheads, still just 1 out. A double play could be vital here, though, if Reeves can force it. Kwan takes that pitch low. As you mentioned, Kwan may be going through a few struggles here as a freshman in the league, and struck out his last time up. Takes that pitch inside for a strike. Just caught the inside corner, but Kwan has a chance to do some damage here. We'll look to avoid the double play. 1-2 from Reeves. Swung on to the third base side. The throw to second in time. The first bobbled. So they get the 1 run at the second to the Spinners, but the run scores.
Now batting number 19, Cody
Paul
Spillman.
comes home from third. It's 8-4.
Good piece of hitting right there. Kwan, early season struggles, but, hits that one to the third baseman, Fowler, and gets on by ways of fielder's choice and 1 RBI in the process.
It looked to be Umbach that maybe have bobbled the ball a little bit, prevented the Spinners from being able to turn that double play as first pitch to Spillman is cut on and missed. But 2 4-run innings here early for Lake Norman. That pitch just misses low, and score looks maybe like an Atlanta area code, 404. Just 5 hits here for Lake Norman, but 8 runs scored. Certainly taking advantage of some of the Wild pitching here early. Reeves' pitch in there for a strike. So another 1-2 count here.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Spinners, it's not 704, the Charlotte area code of that one would be way out of hand.
Spinners have done a good job to keep this game relatively close. Threatening, though, here the Copperheads, as that off-speed pitch is taken high. Spillman grounded out his first time up, the EH batting 9th tonight for the Copperheads, as this 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled down over the first base side. 8-4 score for the Copperheads. Runner on first and 2 outs. Reeves looking to escape the jam here. 2-2 pitch. Swung on to the shortstop, Alderfer. The throw is bobbled.
And the throw to second in time still to get the lead runner. And that will end the inning. But 4 more runs for Lake Norman makes it an 8-4 ball game here at Moore Park as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lake Norman 8, Mooresville 4. Back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lake Norman still holding an 8-4 advantage now after a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd inning as William Price comes back out on the mound for the Copperheads. Got them out of the jam last time as that first pitch is high. It'll be Nick Alderfer to lead things off for Mooresville as Garrison Bullock and Dalton Chapman do up behind him. Alderfer grounded out his first at-bat as he drives this one to center field. Back on it is Armstrong. It is off the wall. It'll be the throw from Armstrong, but it's cut off by Morales and a leadoff double.
And the
for
leadoff
Nick
double
Alderfer.
by Nick Alderfer brings up number 8, Garrison
That was a
Bullock.
good rip right there from Oliver, sitting right at the center field. I think if that wall's about 2 feet shorter, that's gone.
The fence out to straight center is maybe a short porch potentially, but it's a very high wall, so you really have to get the elevation characteristics of the old Moore Park here that's been around for quite some time. Now the DH Garrison Bullock steps in and rips this one past Morales for a base hit. Around 3rd comes Alderfer. The throw from Armstrong cut off. There will be no throw.
The single
An
by
RBI
Bullock
single
brings in
by
runners
Garrison
in back.
Bullock cuts back into the lead,
Number
now an
2,
8-5 ball game.
Chapman.
And it feels like any time tonight the Copperheads going to rally on the offensive side of things. The Spinners do just the same. It's kind of each team going back and forth tonight.
2 hard contact rips here from the Spinners. Is now Dalton Chapman up next. Looking for maybe a first pitch attack mode, but swings through that high off speed. Runner at first and no outs. The throwback will not be in time. And Price did a good job to get out of the jam last inning, but has given up 2 hard contact ground balls to bring Mooresville within 3 runs now, as this one's swung on towards right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder. He can't make the play. No advance to 3rd, though. One pitch and one swing of the bat could potentially tie this ball game. Burrell grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
Both teams swinging a good bat here tonight, but maybe an uncharacteristic game here for Mooresville early in their season. This one's grounded towards the first base side. Paul with a good pick, and he'll beat Morrell to the bag. Both runners will advance. 2 runners in scoring position now as Umbach steps
Now
in.
batting number 4, Anthony Umbach.
First out is gotten there, though. And a good pick by Paul, who maybe has had some defensive struggles early, but redeems himself a little bit with that one. Nonetheless, does a good job to avoid the double play. Now Umbach, after walking his first time up, steps in against Price. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good slider right there from Price. Just get on the board there. And now he's an up and 0-1 count.
Umbach behind 0-1. Takes that pitch low. As Anthony Umbach, another one of these freshmen we've seen in the lineup so far, joins Corliss as the only 2 in the starting lineup tonight for Mooresville. 1-1 pitch outside there from Price. So we tend to see a heavy population of these local North Carolina colleges making a name for themselves in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League.
Yeah, I feel like that really shows just the local talent you see around here. That's a broken bat.
That one grounded to second. The throw is in time from Painter. But the RBI ground out there.
That drives in
Umbach.
one more from the Spinners.
So that'll make it an 8-6 ball game.
Edward
You could hear off the bat that one nearly tapped there, but a good job from Price to potentially limit the damage. Runner does advance to third, though. RBI ground out there from Umbach. As that one scores Bullock. So Chapman will now be at third. As Fowler steps in after a hit by pitch his first at bat. We'll want to maybe avoid that if they can help it, as already 3 hit by pitches for the Spinners tonight. Next pitch from Fowler, good block there from Goldasich. As we see with these collegiate baseball leagues, quite a few wild pitches, maybe more than you'd expect from the major league guys, but taking advantage are these offenses. Clearly 14 runs through the first 3 innings for both of these clubs. But a good breaking ball there sets up Price in a 1-2. Stop me if you've heard this before. 1 strike could end the inning here. 1-2 from Price is low, and a good block again by Goldasich. So now once again, the deuces are wild. 2-2 count, and 2 outs here for Price.
With number 22 for the Spinners up.
The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. As the new batter looks to be Edward Panek instead of Will Fowler. Another one of these freshmen from Miami, Florida originally. Plays his ball at Limestone College alongside Morrell. 2-2 to Panek. Cut on and miss, strike 3. And that will end the inning.
In the bottom of the inning.
But an 8-6 ball game. Copperheads still lead it as we head to the top of the 4th inning here at Moore Park. Back here for the fourth inning of this Tuesday night matchup between the Lake Norman Copperheads and the Mooresville Spinners. High-scoring affair thus far as this one's cut on and missed. Jacob Painter in the box facing the new pitcher, Jonas Sibley, for the Spinners. Already the third pitcher Mooresville's used tonight is 2 quick strikes here to Painter. Sibley showing that fastball early. A senior from Niles, Michigan originally. 0-2 pitch, cut on and missed, 3 straight fastballs.
Bringing up number 23, Carter Boyd.
Painter goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. As Morales steps in for his third plate appearance, and Sibley showing there he's not afraid to attack the strike zone early.
I mean, just comes out of the bullpen and goes right at the batters. I mean, that's what I love to see.
Morales sends this one stabbed by the first baseman and the throw to the pitcher in time to Sibley. Morales puts a good swing on the ball there. But a good play by Turner, and the flip to Sibley means
number
2 outs
26,
now.
Cale Oler.
Yeah, I mean, he's wasting no time on the bump right now. Just attacking those hitters with the fastball, and the Copperheads batters right now on the back foot.
Now Cale Ayler steps back in. Reached base on catcher's interference last time. Sibley trailing, coming from Morehead State University. Made it all the way to the OVC championship game, but before losing to maybe one of the darlings of this year's NCAA baseball tournament, the Evansville Purple Aces, who just won the Greenville Regional and will face the top-seeded Tennessee Volunteers in next weekend's Super Regional. This one, golf foul by Ayler.
Yeah, I mean, they have quite the mountain to climb against the Tennessee Volunteers, but they've been known to be kind of shaky when it comes to trying to get to Omaha sometimes. So, I mean, we've seen crazier things happen.
Of course, Tennessee, the number 1 national seed 2 years ago, that magical season headlined by guys by Drew Gilbert and Ben Joyce, but fell to Notre Dame in the Super Regionals. So we'll see if Evansville can continue the magic as a swing and a miss sets down Ayler. A quick 1-2-3 innings with 2 strikeouts here for Jonas Sibley. Now the Spinners trailed by just 2 runs as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if the Spinners can reel them back in. Back here for the bottom of the 4th inning is the Spinners' leadoff 3 will step in the box against Price. We'll start with Tafton Hensley, who takes the first pitch breaking ball off the plate.
Yeah, and so far Price has been just what the Copperheads needed. Andrew Brush with a shaky start today. Price comes in for relief and has been kind of an innings eater so far, and we're trying to continue this trend against the meat of the Spinners' order.
Hensley reached on a hit by pitch his last time up as he fouls this one towards our table here at Moore Park.
Yeah, I think if there wasn't a backstop behind that, I could have fielded that one for a ground ball. Hensley reached on an error his first time up before a hit by pitch, so
technically 0 for 1 in the night, will be looking for his first hit as he's worked a 1-1 count thus far with Price. This one swung on and popped back towards the backstop and foul behind the seats. Mooresville, known for their pretty big crowds, and is no different tonight.
I mean, always a great atmosphere at Moore Park and a beautiful location right in downtown Mooresville, and you really see the community come out and support the Spinners every weekday.
1-2 pitch from Price. Just missed the high and inside corner. So the count will run to 2-2 for Hensley. The hometown kid from Western Carolina looking to get on base to lead off the inning as he pops this one back towards the backstop. It'll reach the third baseman, it looked like there, as Frelick makes the catch and right in front of the pitcher's mound, and Hensley is retired to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, that ball was high. I had no idea what that one. I was covering my head. I didn't know if it was coming towards us or in the field of play, but obviously Frelick knew, and that's all that matters for the Copperheads.
Confused nearly everybody except for the third baseman Frelick there, who made the catch, and now Matthew Cipriano steps in, 1 for 1 on the night with a double and a walk. Price's first offering in there for a strike.
Yeah, Price, another one of those returning guys for the Copperheads. We only saw him in the first stages of the summer last year, maybe throwing for the first week or two. But back and maybe hopefully for the whole summer this year.
Price ahead 0-1. Gets a good breaking ball that catches the inside corner there, and a quick 0-2 count here. Cipriano looking to rebound. Will shorten up his stance accordingly. The 0-2 from Price, cut on and missed. 3 straight strikes there for Price. Gets him to chase at the away fastball there, and just like that, 2 quick outs as well for Price. Noah Corliss, the 3-hole hitter now. 2 walks to begin his night. Shown a patient approach thus far at the plate. And takes that first pitch for a ball. And with these collegiate baseball leagues maybe being, with the small sample size, you maybe see a lot of guys with very high on-base percentages, especially with as many walks as they do take. 2 quick balls here to Corliss, and maybe a unique thing with kind of lower levels of baseball as the pitch control maybe goes up, you see lower levels of walks, hit by pitches, as we've seen a pretty high level of tonight. Price is 2-0, swung on and up the middle for a base hit. So Corliss reaches base for the 3rd straight time tonight. But his first base hit of the night will bring up Davis Turner. Turner grounded into a double play for an RBI his first time up, and then a pop out to end the inning last time. So we'll look to reach base for the first time tonight. Has a runner on as Corliss perfectly placed single there. Price's first pitch is inside.
And I mean, Turner kind of unlike him tonight, going 0 for 2, and SCBL Player of the Week last year, batting over 500. And just something we not see from a guy who's been year in and year out a great producer in the lineup for the Spinners.
Price has had his number so far, forced an inning-ending pop out in their first matchup. Now the 1-0. Good breaking ball for a strike. There's already 4 walks and 3 hit by pitches for Mooresville tonight, as the throw will go back. As the runner on first, Corliss did not take a step there.
I mean, he got back in time, that's for sure.
So Turner will throw back now. Once again, Corliss will wait. No threat of a potential steal certainly here. 2 outs here and a 1-1 count for Price. Now Corliss steps off the bag. And that pitch skips up there.
Kind of a game of cat and mouse with Price and Corliss over there at first base.
Corliss has not budged, though. Forcing Price's hand. Turner ahead 2-1. Swing and a miss at a high fastball there. We'll see if Price can put away the SCBL veteran Turner in his third at-bat. Looking to preserve the 2-run Copperheads lead. 2-2 pitch, runner goes. Ground ball past the pitcher. And there will be a high throw into the dugout. So it'll look to be a ground rule double, and the runner will come home upon review.
The error by the second
Corliss
baseman
was rounding third,
bringing up
and it was already past
Nick
at the point of the throw way high into the dugout, and it'll score a run.
I mean, Jacob Painter just rushing the throw right there maybe been better if he just held onto the ball. I don't think he had any shot of getting Turner over there at first base. But that one almost went over the dugout.
There will no further throw there, so Turner does reach on the error. Still technically no hits tonight, but has reached for the first time. Second time he's plated a run tonight. Side, an 8-7 lead for the Copperheads as we'll be back in the bottom of the fourth here on the SCBL YouTube channel. Back here after the pitching change as the Copperheads turn to Mike Fergalak on the mound now. Still have a 1-run lead. But after the errant throw resulted in advancing to second and an RBI there for Davis Turner. Nick Alderfer will step in with a chance to potentially tie this game at 8 if he can find the outfield grass.
Yeah, Oliver with the double his last time up, so obviously his bat's hot tonight.
This one finds the outfield grass for a base hit, rounding third, and going for home is 2
The
runs.
single by Alderfer brings in 2 for the Mooresville Spinners, tying the game. Now batting.
So,
Number 8, Garrison.
contrary to what we told you earlier, Corliss was held at third before. There were 2 runners on, and just like that, the game is tied once again, 8-8 in this 4th inning.
I mean, these Spinners will not go down without a fight. They're allowing runs to the Copperheads, but getting just right back.
Not the start that Fergalak would have wanted. Still just needs 1 out to escape the jam. His first pitch is inside. So now Garrison Bullock steps in. Had a single his last time up. Fergalak thus far has pitched 2 innings here in the SCBL. Gave up the 1 run tonight and gave up a 1 run, thus far during the season. Had 2 hits. Struck out 4 batters, though, in 2 innings of work, and the opening night win against the Disco Turkeys. 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled back to the screen. As relief pitcher, maybe some mixed feelings when you're the guy that gives up the run, but it's not actually credited to you.
Yeah, I mean, in the scorebook, it's not credited to you, but kind of in your mind, you feel like you've given up those runs. And coming out of the bullpen, it's always a tough situation.
Fergalak evens the count up now, 2-2. Another Northeast guy from Southington, Connecticut. Currently pitches at Eastern Connecticut State University, the 6'2", 195 senior. Looking for some more experience here in the SCBL as he gets a checked swing there.
Stolen base by Alderfer.
As now Alderfer will advance to second on the stolen base. There was no throw down from Goldisich. So now a runner in scoring position and a full count here. Bullock looking to give the Spinners the lead back as that one is high for ball 4.
The walk moves runners into first and second for number 2, Chapman.
It's now Dalton Chapman, the next Spinners batter, to face Fergalak, who is in a tough situation here now.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 runners on, still only the 1 out to get out of the inning. As we've seen the Copperheads a lot of times tonight, they get to 2 outs but just can't find that put-away pitch to get themselves out of the inning.
Good start here for Fergalak as he gets the swing and a miss there by Dalton Chapman, the left fielder. 1 for 1 tonight with a hit by pitch and a single. But behind 0-1 here to Fergalak. 2 runners on and 2 out. That pitch misses outside. The count runs back to 1-1. Dalton Chapman from Conover, North Carolina, and playing his ball at Cleveland Community College, as we've seen many players from that particular school. This one strikes the pole right next to us.
It's like a gong going off over there.
More
As long as it doesn't strike the camera, we're all good.
More importantly, though, it'll run the count to 1-2. Fergalak looking for that all-important 3rd strike and 3rd out. The pitch cut on and missed. Got him with the elevated fastball, and that will retire the side. But the Spinners get 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-8 scores. We head to the top of the 5th inning here on the SCBL YouTube channel.
Spinners!
Back here for the top of the 5th inning is the Copperheads. The Spinners all tied up here at 8. Lake Norman jumping out to an early 4-0 lead, but the Spinners have clawed it all the way back. They're also trailing 8-4, have overcome 2 4-run deficits, and have once again tied this game at 8. As Sibley stays on the mound to face Isaac Armstrong.
And Armstrong having quite the day, hit that double in his first plate appearance. The last plate appearance had the 2 RBI homer that went over the center field wall. As Armstrong is a guy that really excites me. I mean, he was a very highly touted prospect coming out of East Lincoln High School, had a 9.5 PG grade. Didn't get any play time in his first year for the ECU Pirates, but I feel like a guy that can really mold into something and be a really dangerous corner infielder.
Takes this one upstairs, and halfway to the cycle is Armstrong, who's continuing the lineage of some very popular and exciting East Carolina players potentially. This one fouled off and gets a piece of the catcher there, Corliss. And East Carolina had Connor Norby, one of their alumni, called up to the Baltimore Orioles recently, joining that exciting team with the likes of Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, Colton Cowser, and some of their other young prospects. Quite the factory of prospects the Orioles have been building over there in Baltimore.
That's for sure, and I feel like out of any ballpark that I've been to, MLB ballparks that is, Camden Yards is definitely my favorite. I mean, absolute beautiful ballpark, kind of a blast from the past in some ways.
Staying alive here is Armstrong. They'll do it again in a full count. Sibley will stay out there for his 2nd inning of work. Avoided giving up any runs his last time out. Another 3-2 offering. Rung him up
Sibley sends
upstairs.
Bringing up number 33, Brock Bowers.
It's Armstrong out of luck that time, but a good full count pitch that was an elevated fastball. Armstrong unable to make any contact with that and goes down looking.
It's surprising from Armstrong right there. You'd think he'd be coming up swinging with the days he's been having, but keeps the bat on the shoulder and watches strike 3 go by.
So now Brock Fowler steps in, is 0 for 2, reached on an error his first time up and caught looking his 2nd time. Swung through that elevated fastball from Sibley. Some early 1-1 count here. Fowler looking to get on base for the 2nd time and record his first hit, but behind 0-2, Sibley not afraid to attack the strike zone early on here with these fastballs, and we'll see if he goes back to it in the 1-2 with Fowler. The pitch cut on and missed.
And another goes down on strikes. Bringing up number 21, Matt Goldeschutz.
Went back to the maybe a off-speed pitch there, fooled Fowler a little bit. His 2nd straight strikeout.
And I mean, ever since coming out of the pen tonight, he's just been putting it on those Copperheads batters, just what the Spinners need. A guy that can be reliable in the middle stages of this game. And if the offense can keep up, they're looking good here.
Sibley on fire now, 3 straight strikeouts in his last 3 batters faced, as now Goldasich swings through a first pitch fastball, and Copperheads having trouble combating the flame-throwing Sibley. Next pitch is upstairs, and called a strike there by the umpire.
The umpire's liking up high right now, the high fastball right there, and we saw Armstrong take a high fastball for a K.
0-2 count and 2 outs to Goldasich. That off-speed pitch misses just high. Goldasich walked his last time up. 0 for 1 on the night with a pop-out. Looking to avoid the 1-2-3 inning. Rung him up outside.
Another 1-2-3 inning. Bringing up the Spinners.
Goldasich goes down on an away curveball that just caught the outside corner. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, still tied at 8. Did allow the last 2 runs to allow the Spinners to tie. Takes a first pitch strike here from Fergalik. Next offering is low. Morel is 0 for 2 so far with the fielder's choice and a ground out, but 1-1 count. That one caught high and inside for a strike. Morel leading things off, and in a 1-2 hole here against Fergalik, the pitch is high.
Yeah, we've seen Fergalik really not been able to locate that fastball as of late. It's been really the off-speed stuff he's been having to lean on.
We'll see if he goes back to the off-speed in a 1-2. He does. The pitch is low, though, and we'll go to a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, but I really like that pitch there. You're up in the count 1-2. Put the slider kind of opposite of the batter in the righty's batter's box and see if he's going to chase there.
Count runs full. Morel awaits the 3-2. And inside for ball 4.
Leadoff walk brings up number 4, Anthony Umbach.
So Fergalik allows a leadoff walk here to Morel, who reaches base for the first time tonight in 3 appearances. That one gets off the catcher's glove. Goldisich advancing to second on it is Morel, and now suddenly you've got a runner in scoring position. Mooresville looking to take their first lead, in good position to do so.
Yeah, I mean, they've scored in every inning so far tonight and looking to do so right here. So they've just been dangerous every single inning. The Coppers had no answer for them so far.
Anthony Umbach in the box, 0 for 1 so far with a walk as he takes that pitch for a strike. Umbach standing at 5'8", 150. Quite the size matchup against the pitcher Fergalik, who according to our point streak stands at 6'2". But as we know, baseball, really a game that makes no difference whether you're, 5'8" or 6'2", like we mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the beauties of baseball. You have guys like Cozy Altuve hitting more, Jackson, Joey Gallo some seasons. That's just how it is.
2-1 pitch from Fergalik. Good breaking ball there for a strike.
Let's go, Spinners. Let's go.
Umbach still looking for his first base hit of the night. 2-2 count. Takes that pitch low, and the count will run full once again.
Come on, Spinners. Let's go. Let's go. Little base hit. Little base hit.
Umbach currently 1 for 6 on the season. Scores 2 runs and takes that pitch outside for ball 4.
Walk brings up number 22, Edward Pinique.
Compró 2 Bugatti en menos de 6 meses. Tu demagogia en mi ñema se mece. Prendieron velones para que en la vida a mí me vaya mal. Cuando te has visto que el que está con Dios que le va mal. Estamos en hoja, estamos en hoja, estamos en hoja, estamos
This
en
has
hoja,
to be a
estamos en
concern
hoja.
for the Copperheads. We see back-to-back nights now that really big pitching struggle. Last night allowing 12 runs, and tonight already allowing 8 runs as the Copperheads early season. First 2 games pitching-wise did look really well, but back-to-back nights and back-to-back struggles.
As now Edward Pinique will step in for his second plate appearance. Or maybe potentially his first. Looked like he was used as a pinch runner maybe earlier in the game and comes in at third base for Will Fowler. That one called for an outside strike, but Pinique so far had some success.
3 for 5 so far in 2 games with a double and 3 RBIs. 2 walks as well, gives them a 714 on base percentage. As he swings through that pitch for strike 2. Beneke, another one of these guys coming up from Miami, Florida. Currently playing at Limestone College here in the area. But behind 1-2 here, Fergalek's pitch is low. Used primarily as a middle infielder, but will play the hot corner potentially for the rest of the game. Another pitch and swing and a miss. The throw down to third is in time. They got him. Bang, bang play. Beneke swings and a miss, and now great throw there from Goldasic defensively. Gets the lead runner, Morel, by a mile. And now 2 outs and a runner on third, much more manageable.
Yeah, I mean, first runner thrown of the night right there from Matt Goldasic, and what better time to try to, manage the spinners here.
Lineup card will turn over, though, as Tafton Hensley, another one of these hometown kids, as we mentioned before. 0 for 2 on the night. Had a flight out his last time up. With the runner on third, the leading run stands just 90 feet away. As this one's grounded towards the third base side and gets past the third baseman, Frelick. But instead of the runner being at third, as we mentioned, runner actually was at second. Was
now batting number 9, Matthew Cipriano.
But now, runners at the corners and 2 outs. Umbach now stands just 90 feet away. As now Cipriano steps in with a chance to do some real damage, and a tough play there for Frelick at the hot corner.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. The Cubs are lucky guy tonight. Reached safely for the second time by way of an error.
Cipriano looking to bounce back after a strikeout his last time up. 1 for 2 on the night with the walk and a big hack at that one.
Little base hit here. Let's go.
Runner breaks for second. There will be no throw down, though. So Hensley advances to second. Cipriano with 2 runners in scoring position now in a 1-1 count. Big swing at that one and a good located fastball there.
Yeah, I mean, this is the story of the Copperheads tonight. 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. Let's see if they can do it right here.
Cipriano a total of 2 for 12 so far in the season. Swing and a miss, he got him. Fergalek gets out of the jam unscathed in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning, and Mets will be taking over. Zane will be taking over here for play-by-play commentary when we come back for the top of the 6th inning, an 8-8 ball game here on the SCBL YouTube channel.
And we're back here at Moore Park as Connor Paul will start things off here for the Copperheads. 6-7-8 due up here.
Paul had some success tonight as well. Reached on both of his last 2 plate appearances here.
He had a walk and a double. And he'll be looking to get things started here in the top of the 6th inning.
Kind of
0-2. Swung on, and that's up the middle. Unblocked fields it. Throws over to the first baseman for out number 1.
So the leadoff ground out brings up number 14,
So
Dane
Paul goes
Frelick.
down by way of the ground out, and that brings up the third baseman, Dane Frelick, who's also reached base safely both times tonight. And he had a 2 RBI double and walked his last time up.
As we see a lot of these guys like Connor Paul kind of work as these kind of pitchers and hitters, mini versions maybe of like a Shohei Ohtani, if you will, having to kind of deploy as both options as this one's hit towards third.
We see Frazier fire across the infield for out number 2.
And another
So a
ground
quick
out
top
brings
half
up
to the
number
7th
3,
inning,
Aiden
back-to-back
Kwan.
ground outs, and now bring up Aiden Kwan. Kwan, he is 0 for 2 in the night with a strikeout and went down by way of a fielder's choice, being kind of call it a sacrificing ground out in some ways. It has scored an RBI. Kwan watches that fastball inside for a ball.
As we mentioned, some early struggles. He's only 1 for 10 so far in these 2 games and 10 at-bats, including tonight. Had a pretty decent game against the Athletics last night, though, 1 for 3 with a stolen base and a walk. And you'll have those games in this league, like against the Disco Turkeys to lead off the season. Had an 0 for 5 night with 3 strikeouts, but you can clearly see the development track is there, and looks like that maybe hit the knob potentially of the bat.
Yeah. And it's tough for Kwan, a guy that's right out of high school. He played his ball at Central Cabarrus, and they're a team that got eliminated, didn't make the state playoffs, got eliminated very early in the conference playoffs. So he's a guy who hasn't played organized baseball in a month and a half now, and trying to get back in the rhythm. As that one is through. No, Davis Turner makes a sliding play, flip it over to the catcher, and what a play
And
right
the
there.
Copperheads go
Turner to
quietly for the
Sibley,
3rd straight
as
inning.
Kwan can't
Bringing
leg
up
out
your
that single.
Mooresville Spinners.
And the Copperheads go down 1-2-3 in the top half of the 6th inning. We're back here, bottom 6, game still knotted up at 8. And welcome back into more Park of an 8-8 ball game here on your Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. As we review pitchers for the game for the Lake Norman Copperheads, that being Louis Hill. Gunnar, tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, it's his first start on the mound for the Copperheads in a pretty high-pressure situation at that, but gets that one started and been swinging a pretty good bat through 2 games, has 3 hits already and 2 walks, driven in 2 RBIs. So we'll see what he can do as another one of these guys that can be used as a pitcher and hitter.
As we have a 1-1 count right now. Hill delivers. Swung on and foul. As that one might have been coming right at your TV screen at home. That one almost at our camera. As just a reminder to everybody out there, we'll be live again tomorrow night as the Queen City Corn Dogs will travel up to Concord, North Carolina and Coxville High School. And they will face the Lake Norman Copperheads. First pitch at 7 p.m. And that game will be live on the SCBL YouTube channel. Inside from Hill. 2-2 count, no outs in the inning. As it's been a slugfest, 8-8 so far, but the bats have gone a little bit cold here in the last couple of innings. Swung on, foul. Count will stay even.
Yeah, and Corliss looked a little frustrated with that one. You saw him wait on that breaking ball. Nearly got all of it, but just hit the end of the bat there, and unlucky now we'll go back to a 2-2.
Hill sets and fires. Popped and over the screen again. As that one jumps over the road behind us and onto the railroad tracks. As I feel like Zach Campbell would have a heyday here behind home plate and just camping on that road. I mean, we've had, 6 or 7 foul balls over there.
It's certainly a high traffic area if you're driving your car in Mooresville tonight.
2-2 once more. Inside for a ball, count runs full. So we'll see if Hill sticks with the fastball or goes with some off-speed stuff here. As the full count pitch is on the way. And foul once again. As Corliss just won't go down without a fight and really making Hill work for it here.
Yeah, and looking to break a pretty long streak here of no hits despite the 3 walks 2 innings ago by Bullock, Morrell, and Umbach. It's now been 7 batters in a row that have...
As we see, Hill gets him caught looking right there. Corliss in disbelief,
brings
but
up
nonetheless,
number 7, Davis
it's like a
Turner.
high curveball in the upper echelon of the strike zone. And one batter faced, one batter put down.
Yeah, and that makes it 8 batters in a row now, as I was saying before that curveball, that have not gotten a hit, and that's pretty rare in the SCBL, certainly, and just kind of goes to show how both these teams have kind of grown into it with their pitching performances after 16 runs scored in the first 4 innings, nothing in the last 1.5.
And that brings another guy that's 0 for 3 on the night, Davis Turner. Kind of a wacky night. He's 0 for 3 on the score sheet, but has 2 RBIs, as he scored an RBI in the first inning by way of a double play, and then also an RBI by way of an error. He's up in the count 1-0. Swung on down the left field line and out of play.
But as you said, certainly swings a really good bat here, and already off to a pretty good start with 6 for 11 coming into tonight's game. Already had 1 home run, 1 triple, and 1 double, so certainly not afraid to swing the bat and makes a lot of hard contact. Had a home run in their last game as well in that 4-2 win against the Concord A's.
1-1 pitch. Curveball hung into the strike zone, but grounded to Painter at second base. Easy play over there to Paul at first for the second out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Going here with 2 outs.
Alder for another one of those guys that's had a good night at the plate tonight and has a single and a double to show for it so far, and clearly has a pretty decent eye, and like many of these Mooresville hitters, they've been pretty patient tonight and waiting for their pitch.
As we see Alder up 1-0. Swing and a miss right there. That was a healthy hack, as that was a fastball on the zone.
And it's tough as a hitter when these guys are elevating these fastballs like we've seen very often in tonight's game, at laying off and knowing when to take these pitches and when to maybe try and drive them.
Slider misses the zone, down and away. I was going to read a lightning delay earlier in the first inning, but turned out to be a really pretty night here in Mooresville.
Yeah, perfect weather for baseball and conducive to runs.
The ball's been flying, that's for sure. As Slider into the zone for strike 2. As kind of those clouds and the little bit of storm he had kind of cooled down the evening and made it not too hot to, be unbearable.
Certainly has helped the performance as well of these two clubs, as the last 2 innings so far have been scoreless.
2-2 pitch. That one in the dirt. Good block by Goldsich. And that runs the count full.
Goldsich done a good job tonight defensively. Had the throw down to third to get the runner out a few batters ago, and done a good job of keeping the ball in front of him as well.
3-2 from Hill. Swung on, popped up in the infield. That is a major league fly. As we see, Goldsich can't find it, and that ball is going to drop. There's a little bit of miscommunication right there from Dane Fleck, the third baseman, Hill, and Goldsich, as that one looked like it might have got above the lights here at Moore Park.
Yeah, it's a tough play when you're the catcher to just try and find the ball, taking the mask off kind of in a panic as they always do, but no harm, no foul in the grand scheme of things. You still got a full count. Maybe another chance to get a 1-2-3 inning, and Blake Norman has done a good job at keeping the ball mostly in front of the infield in this part of the game so far.
So Hill digs back into the rubber, and we'll try the 3-2 once more. At the check swing, and did he go? Yes, he did. Goldsich can't find it. And we will see Alder for reach safely on a drop third strike.
Both teams have really been producing runners via kind of unusual ways tonight, as we see another example of that, with Alderford just beating the throw out,
Now batting
skipped
number
up
8,
and kind of hit the mask of Goldsich, and he wasn't able to find it for the second pitch in a row.
I mean, that was a really good pitch right there from Hill, maybe too good as it was too far in the dirt, and Goldsich couldn't keep it in front of him. As we see the DH Garrison Bullock up, fastball high and inside. Alderford being held on by Paul at first base. 1-0. Inside, little sweet chin music right there to Bullock. Has to dip out of the way of that fastball. As a little bit of an update up in Winston-Salem, top 7, the Statesville Owls trail the Carolina Disco Turkeys 11-5. So the Disco Turkeys en route to their second win of the campaign, and the Owls in danger of dropping to 0-3.
Certainly we've seen the Disco Turkeys' ability in person and just in the league to be able to swing the bat and swing the bat effectively. They've got guys that really put bat to ball and had a good start so far. Been in some pretty close games thus far. Do sit at 1-3, but are a victim of a couple comebacks as well.
Strike right there from Hill. Count now 3-1. As looking ahead of the games tomorrow night, the Statesville Owls will go to Concord High School and play the Concord Athletics. The Regulars Baseball Club will come right here to Moore Park as the Spinners have yet another home game. Runner will be going Won't Matter Bar 4. And then the Horn Dogs
That
will
walk
play
moves the runner
Copperheads.
into scoring position.
As we see Bullock advance to
Bringing
first
up
base, out of first score
number
position,
2,
and
Dalton
Chapman,
Chapman.
left fielder, up for the 4th time tonight. Second time tonight, Bullock has walked. Chapman no RBI tonight, but has reached safely twice by a hit by a pitch and a single.
And that's been the story of the night, is just reaching base however you can for both these teams. Not a lot of hits between them. In fact, more runs than hits.
As that one is popped up in the infield. Painter calling him off for out number 3 as Hill gets out of yet another innings unscathed. And the score will say knotted up at 8-8. 7th inning on the way. Both ball clubs down to their final 9 outs of the evening. Back here, top of the 7th inning. Score still knotted up at 7-7 as Cody Spillman will get things started off for the Copperheads. Third ball getting into the strike zone as Raider McIntyre, the new pitcher to the game for the Spinners.
Yeah, and from the coast of North Carolina as well, Holden Beach, North Carolina native. That one gets a piece of the umpire.
As the umpire trying to walk that one off right there. And just taking a moment to catch his breath.
He's been kind of all around North Carolina, you know, coming from Holden Beach, halfway between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on the coast, and then going to Wake Tech up in Raleigh, and now spending the summer here in Charlotte, and only has had one appearance so far, but it was as a hitter, actually. He went 0 for 3 in that game with an RBI and a walk, but now he'll get on the mound and show what he can do as another one of these dual threat position players.
As with this break with the umpire catching his breath, make sure that you're subscribed to the SCBL YouTube channel if you're tuning in right now. And turn on those post notifications to be alerted anytime we go live. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SCBL Baseball on Instagram and Twitter, as we'll be posting game day final score interviews, player of the weeks, and power rankings, as everything SCBL will be on our Instagram and Twitter. So after that short little break, the count is 0-2, and McIntyre trying to retire the first batter of the evening he faces. And he'll do just that right there. Nasty
and he goes down on strike.
Raider McIntyre.
Another one.
Number 8.
Puts down Spillman looking.
Yeah, and that makes it 12 straight batters for the Copperheads to be retired in a row. So clearly the Spinners pitching been doing their job over the last few innings, keeping this game tied.
And this brings in a guy, Jacob Painter, who's had an unfortunate night. 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, certainly a great spot to potentially break out of the slump here and give the Copperheads some life.
As he's up in the count 2-0 currently.
Had some great plays, though, defensively tonight, and really has done a good job of keeping the ball in the infield despite that airmail throw that went into the Copperheads dugout earlier.
Count now 3-0 as Painter, a kid from West Virginia State University. As we've seen a lot of West Virginia State guys come through the Copperheads organization in the last couple of summers, and there's a connection between the Copperheads and West Virginia State, and you see Painter coming down from the summer as he'll have a 4-pitch walk, and now bringing the top of the order, Luis Morales. Morales started
Now
off the
batting,
game with a
number
leadoff
13,
single, but
Luis
hasn't
Morales.
retired the last 2 times, so 1 for 3 on the evening.
But probably one of the guys you would want in this situation has clearly shown an ability to hit the ball hard, still just 1 out, and done a good job in the past of avoiding the double play.
As that one in the dirt, as Chorus keeps that ball in front of him.
Morales has had a hot start to the season, too. So far, he's 7 for 11, or 7 for 12, pardon, through tonight's game. So hasn't had any extra base hits quite yet, but clearly can put bat to ball and showing off the speed, too, with 2 stolen bases through 2 games.
After that high strike call from the ump, we have a 1-1 count. In the dirt. As we see Painter stay put at first base.
Clearly, Morales is one of the best players in this league and could potentially be a candidate for that showcase up at Liberty later on this year.
That one poked into shallow center field, and that ball will get down. Luis Morales with a 1-out single, and that advances Jacob Painter to second base.
Now batting, number 26, Cale Oler.
And Cale Ayler up to the bat for the Copperheads, as he's kind of had a weird night. 2 strikeouts, but also reached on a catcher's interference, so I think that just goes down as nothing, so it'd be 0 for 2 on the night.
Certainly would. And coming into the night, Luis Morales was 3rd in the league in batting average, and certainly that'll help his average as the game continues on.
As Ayler had a rough night on the bump last night, started for the Copperheads in that 12-8 loss, and got taken out after about 2 innings. As a position player by trade, but he's pitched some at Brevard College. As he watches that strike go by.
Ayler, another one of these guys that has the ability to pitch if you need him, and not too many POs, as they call them around baseball here in the league, pitchers only.
That one in the dirt, as we saw Ayler hit that go-ahead single against the Statesville Owls that got the 2nd win of the season for the Copperheads.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, did only pitch 2 innings last night and did give up 4 runs and just 1 strikeout.
Swung on, and that one will be foul over the screen. Count now even at 2-2.
Just the 1 extra base hit so far through 8 plate appearances, so now would be a great time to maybe find the outfield gap if you can and put some pressure on the Spinners' offense.
As that one is inside. Count now full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. We have Jacob Painter standing on second and Luis Morales at first. Cale Ayler up to bat for the Copperheads. Swings on that fastball right up to the pitcher, McIntyre. He'll flip one, and Ayler will not get there. A double play right there.
Make sure the
Having a
Copperheads
weird
go down
double play right
quietly
there.
for a
1
4th
4
straight
3.
inning.
And that gets the Spinners out of a 7th inning jam. The score will stay knotted up at 8-8. 7th inning stretch on the way here at Moore Park. New pitcher into the game here after the 7th inning stretch. Jack Lopez will get the ball. And the first pitch of his night is outside for a ball.
Yeah, and looking to be the hero after that walk-off single to open the season for the Lake Norman Copperheads in that win over the Disco Turkeys.
That one right up the middle, and that's going to be over the center fielder Armstrong's head. That's going to be off the wall. He's going to crowd out of the warning track. And we'll see Trevor Morale with a stand-up double to start off the bottom half of the
And
seventh
the
inning.
leadoff double brings up number 4, Anthony Opah.
Yeah, that was a hard-hit ball right there from Morale. The exit velo definitely very high. And now the spinner is 180 feet away from going ahead here in the bottom half of the seventh.
And again, continuing to be aggressive. That first pitch was a good one to hit, and clearly Morel was thinking swing first pitch.
Good slider right there from Lopez. As Anthony Umbach, the second baseman, up for the 4th time tonight. As on paper, he's 0 for 0 tonight. 2 walks and a sac fly, scored in an RBI.
Yeah, and a guy that has already walked 4 times this season and I believe 8 plate appearances or so clearly a patient hitter. Just the one hit so far, so he's 1 for 5 with 4 walks, but clearly the on-base percentage has benefited.
That one swung on down the right field line and foul. Count stays at 0-2.
And that's pretty, characteristic of a lot of these middle infielders are guys that aren't too big in stature, but can really see the ball well and drive it into the gaps, and a chance for Umbach to do that here.
Swing and a miss right there from Umbach as Jack Lopez records his first K of the night on the off speed.
Edward Penique.
Edward Penique steps in for the 3rd time tonight, trying to avoid the golden sombrero as he's already struck out twice. And not looking to repeat it here with a runner on second base. That one misses way high.
And Penique's done a good job so far. Was 3 for 5 through his first 2 games. Had a little bit of a struggle tonight and has a chance to redeem himself, though.
Counting out 1-1 as he fishes for that one in the dirt.
Yeah, but a good situation here. You've got a runner on second, just still 1 out, so there's not too much wrong you can do except try and put a good swing on it.
Foul tip off the bat of Penique. So we want to say thank you for spending your evening with us. I'm Zay Metz, Gunnar Schroeder to my left. And Gunnar, it was a high-scoring game starting off. Now the bats have been cooled down a little bit. It might be a pitcher's fest down the stretch.
Certainly seems that way as this one's in play.
As we see no play right there. As it was grounded by Luis Morales at shortstop, decided to hold the baseball.
And the single puts runners on first and third for number 23, Captain Hensley.
And that's all you really want to do in that situation is try to put the ball in play. There's no threat of a double play. And a good job there by just kind of poking it down the first base line or the third base line, pardon, and kind of a miscommunication there from Frelick and Morales and who was going to kind of field that ball. Now you're at the top of the order once again.
As Hensley has reached twice on an error, hit by pitch, drove in an RBI, and also had a pop out tonight. Up in the count early 1-0.
Another mixed bag of at-bats tonight for many of these Mooresville hitters.
Runner will be going to throw down a second, not in time, and that's going to score the runner from third base. Golsich forgot about him over there.
Yeah, Morel just kind of had a clear path to the bag there. There was, not really too much consideration trying to go for the second base bag with just 1 out, though. That'll be costly now. Spinners have come all the way back, first lead now.
As Morales says, thank you very much. It's a little Sunday stroll and scores their 9th run of the night.
And Hensley with the reach on error and the fly out, and then just was out on his last appearance too. plus the hit by pitch now. Has had some struggles early on, including 2 hitless games in his first 3 tonight, but in a good spot here now. Again, you've got a guy on second, you've got one out. It's an opportunity to put the ball in play and start to impact the game a little more for the Spinners.
That one in the center field, as that is a deep drive. Armstrong going back towards the track, and that ball is going to be gone. A 2-run home run for Tafton Hensley. That one is dead center field. Armstrong had no chance of that ball. As the Spinners now in double digits and hold a 3-run advantage here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
As we were saying, Hensley breaks out of the slump in a big way there. Absolutely mashes that ball. Straightaway center Armstrong, all he could do was look, and now the Spinners have turned the game on its head. We were talking about the lack of offense in the last few innings. After neither team could play to run in the 5th or the 6th, now the Spinners have a 3 spot in the 7th inning. They've taken advantage in a lot of different ways. You saw the stolen base of home, and now the 2-run bomb.
And now bringing a guy that will be very familiar to SCBL and Spinners fans, Jeremy Green, another guy that's been here with the Spinners for multiple summers now. And he'll be coming into the E8 spot.
And a contender for that first Player of the Week award as well. Had the home run on opening night to beat Statesville, a 3-for-4 game that night. But 4 for 10 so far, and had some power at times. And hasn't struck out at all yet, so you wonder whether some of the veteran experience, as Green is a senior from Troutman, North Carolina, plays at nearby Emory and Henry, whether that kind of factors in a little bit.
1-1 from Lopez. Outside for a ball, as ever since Lopez has stepped on the bump here in the 7th inning, some struggles. As early season, we've seen the Copperheads really struggle with pitching depth. Outside from Lopez, count runs to 3-1.
And we've seen a lot of these guys are not pitchers by trade, but that's what kind of happens sometimes in summer baseball. Your top guys aren't always available, especially with busy schedules like this.
That one popped up in the infield, a large fly, as we see Frelick coming in on it, and he will get it for out number 2, so he must get it out right there from the Copperheads. And now 1 out away from getting out of a hectic bottom half of the 7th.
Now batting, number 10, Noah Quarles.
So Green pops out and pulls us up, so it'll be 4th time tonight. It's going to be 5th time tonight.
Noah Quarles, been a pretty patient hitter tonight. Walked his first 2 times up, had a single, and then a strikeout his last time up, but 3 for 4 if you look at it in terms of on base. And
that one chopped into the infield, a slow roller. Frelick will be coming in on, fires across the infield, and he'll get him for out number 3, so a good bare hand play from Dane
Spinners
Frelick.
plate 3,
But not before the Mooresville Spinners plate
run by
3 here in the bottom
Hensley.
half of the 7th inning, as the Number Copperheads will have to do some work here. Top half of the 8th on the way here at Moore Park. Armstrong up to the dish here in the top half of the 8th inning. 3-4-5 do it for the Copperheads, and they have some work to do, down by 3. It's an 11-8 ball game.
Certainly the guy you want leading off, though. Armstrong with the home run earlier in the double in the first inning, so clearly a guy that's had some success so far against a guy that can do stuff like that.
As Armstrong, one of the more powerful bats, kind of that middle part of the lineup, as if you need to come back for the Copperheads, 3-4-5 are the guys you want up, as that one is very high. Count now at 1-2.
Yeah, and McIntyre has been a guy that's really challenged the Copperheads lineup with his fastball especially.
Big loopy
And he
curveball
goes window
gives
shopping
Armstrong
for the first
looking
out.
back-to-back ABs, and back-to-back times Armstrong has kept the bat on the shoulder for strike 3.
Not bad for an infielder by trade is Raider McIntyre, who loops that one perfectly, and for a curveball completely freezes Armstrong, and he goes down looking for the second straight at-bat now.
Brock Fowler now up for the Copperheads. High fastball.
Yeah, Fowler not having too much success tonight, but would be very helpful if he can do something here.
Fastball for a strike, 1-1 count. Swing and a miss right there, as he was out in front of that slider.
Yeah, Fowler's had a pretty good season so far. Went 4 for 9 in his first 3 games, and 3 of those hits being doubles, but swings through that one.
And he goes down a strike.
As he goes reaching on the
2
high
straight strikeouts
fastball,
for the
back-to-back batters, back-to-back Ks for McIntyre. And we're looking to go 3 straight against Matt Goldsich up.
Now
Yeah.
batting number
That's the third
21,
time tonight we've
Matthew
seen Fowler
Goldsich.
go down by way of the K.
And the Copperheads have really struggled, especially in these last 4 innings. Had the 8 runs in the first 3, but really haven't struggled to figure out these guys like Raider McIntyre currently on the mound and doing some real damage, especially with that off speed. They haven't really been able to sit on that very effectively.
I mean, McIntyre is really not blowing the fastball by guys, but he's just picking his corner, especially on the outside portion of the strike zone with that slider and curveball. And that combination has been, all he needed tonight. Swung on, off the screen, and mere inches away from our camera behind home plate.
Yeah, but that's what it all is. It's all about in baseball is picking your spots, and the better control you have, probably the more success you're going to see, especially with these guys in summer leagues like the SCBL.
Big loopy slider down the right field line and foul.
And we're seeing these Copperheads hitters kind of trying to adjust to that curveball, as we saw that one go right by Armstrong earlier, but Goldsich ready on that.
1-2. High fastball, he holds up. And, we've kind of seen a shift in baseball in the last, let's say, 10 or so years where kind of the old school style is, you'd rather have a guy with kind of control and painting the outside corners, but now it's all about power and what you can throw velo-wise on the mound.
Well, I think that's just down to the advancement that hitters have made. You see a lot of guys nowadays hitting 300, and they're trained to maybe hit any sort of velocity, whether you see a guy like a slower Kyle Hendricks type or a fireballer.
That one popped up and foul. As the count stays at 2-2.
Yeah, and it's always tough, even when you hit these slower guys. Like, it's all about movement as well, and clearly McIntyre's shown some of that.
As a stone cold take right there from Goldsich. Take your base, as that was a tough one to watch go by, but nonetheless he reaches first base safely and brings up Connor Paul.
Now batting number 5, Connor Paul.
And that's what you want to do, is just make these guys on the mound for the Spinners work for as many outs as they work for their outs. And with the guy on first now, there's a little bit more pressure on McIntyre to get that last out.
As we'll see if the Copperheads can get something going with 2 outs. Count even at 1-1.
Not too stressful as a situation yet for the Spinners since you have the 3-1 lead, but
As that one is right to the second baseman. Brock fields it, flips it over to Turner for out
McIntyre gives
number
them
3.
the 5th straight silent inning.
As
Now moving to
McIntyre
the
has
bottom
absolutely
of the
been
8th
dealing
for
for
the
the
Mooresville
Spinners
Spinners.
just what they needed coming out of the bullpen. And this game will stay 11-8 lead for the Spinners. Black hair. Just a moment for more fun. Back here, bottom of the 8th inning. 4, 5, 6, 2 up for the Spinners. Jack Lopez out for his second inning of work. And Gunnar, he was hit up pretty good in his first inning of work with a 2-run bomb by way of Hensley.
it certainly doesn't get any easier now as you're facing the cleanup hitter to start things off, Turner. But despite being 0 for 4 tonight, has shown time and time again he is a dangerous hitter and a good spot to do some damage here. He's still looking for his first hit technically, but he's put the ball in play a lot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, no hits but 2 RBIs, a kind of a wacky stat line from Turner. As we see Lopez working out of the windup, 2-0 pitch. That one's a ball. As the Spinner faithful at Moore Park has kind of stuck this one out. As we had a lightning delay, 30 minutes kind of in the first inning. As this one's getting late, but the Spinners fans staying here as that's a 4-pitch walk to Turner. Take your base and Nick out of
The leadoff walk brings up number 13.
Certainly will take any way that he could reach on base, even though that technically doesn't count as a hit, but had a double and a single before that, so.
Swung on. As we see Painter trying to get there, and he can't corral it. Yes, that's an infield single from Nick Oudifer. And 2 runners on now in the bottom half of the 8th.
Nice night here for Aldifer as well.
Back
Had
to runner on
3 for
first.
5 so far, and reached this base now 4 times straight.
Harrison Bullock, a guy like me, stayed through 3 times tonight. Up to the district, technically only 1 for 2, but has walked twice. First pitch is the ball.
And a much needed performance so far after went 0 for 6 in his first 2 games with just 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Has shown some great plate discipline tonight.
Heavy hack right there from Bullock, but swings through it. 1-1 count.
And that's what baseball is all about, is just feeling comfortable in the box, especially with the revolving door of pitchers you'll see in the league, is just staying consistent.
Slider outside portion of the strike zone. So Lopez will look in. That one way high. Count now even at 2-2. So we see Davis Turner stand on second, Nick Outefer at first base, and Bullock up to the dish. 2-2 count, Spinners lead 11-8. Misses high once more, count now full.
This is a big turning point in the inning for the game, especially as if Mooresville can add a few more runs in this bottom of the 8th inning, it makes it all the more hard for Lake Norman to potentially mount a comeback.
Ball 4 right there, load up the bases.
And the walk loads the bases
As Bullock
for number
walks
2,
for the third time
Dalton
tonight.
Chapman.
Certainly good for the on-base percentage, and the third straight walk now Bullock has taken. Loads the bases with no outs now.
Chapman takes in his cage to the righty batter's box. As he's reached safely twice tonight, hit by pitch and a single. That's a fastball in the upper portion of the zone.
Chapman, a real opportunity here to break the game open.
And he swings at that one, but foul.
And if you're Lopez, this is the exact situation you want to be in, is try and make him chase something. If you can get that first out via strikeout and leave the bases loaded, maybe a double play ball can help you get out of this one unscathed.
Lopez on damage control, 0-2. As that's a swing and a miss right there, just what Jack Lopez needed. As Chapman will go back to the dugout by way of a 3-pitch, 3-strike.
Now batting number 28, Trevor Morrell.
To his offense and see what they can do in the top half of the ninth.
Well, certainly the guy you'd want up in this situation after he hit that double off the wall his last AB and drove in a run, but now he has a chance to do even more damage if he can get a hold of one.
A 1 tip to the screen. So Lopez, we saw him really fall behind pitchers last inning, but back-to-back batters and back-to-back at-bats that we've seen him be up 0-2.
Kind of a second win here for Lopez, who's could potentially get out of this inning unscathed, and another one.
That one popped up as that one's coming right towards us.
Good glove on that.
As I mean, looks like I had to bring a glove to the ball game. That one was about 2 feet away from hitting us right here at a little table.
Missed us by a hair. That's about as straight up as you can hit a ball foul, and
I mean, if that was banana ball, maybe I could have got it out for the Copperheads, but no luck as that one misses high. Count now at 1-2.
it's still a good situation here, yeah, especially for the Spinners offense. You don't want to hit into a double play, but if you can put the ball in play, that's ideal.
That one misses high. 2-2 count now. As you might have heard on the broadcast, when that one come towards us, Matt Goldsmith's the catcher for the Copperheads, saying we got to get a glove on that one.
Make sure to bring some gloves next time.
2-2 misses high, count one's full, and Lopez was up 0-2, now 3-2, in danger of walking in the batter. So, bases loaded 3-2 in a very important spot here for Lopez. And that one is in a center field. Armstrong tracking back. As he will camp under it. The runner will score. And the Spinners now lead 12-8.
Zach Lott puts the Spinners up 12-8.
That might be the run that
Bringing
could
up
possibly be
number
the nail in the
40,
coffin for the
Anthony
Copperheads.
Makes it really difficult to make a comeback, especially now being down 4 runs with just 3 outs to play with. We've seen Lake Norman struggle, especially at the plate. 5 straight innings where they haven't been able to get on the board. So Spinners have done a good job at playing all 9, and they've scored in now 6 of the 8 innings they've played at bat.
That one misses high from Lopez. 1-0 in the dirt.
And going back to the sack fly, it is a tough situation if you're a defender. You know, when you're down by 3, is it worth it to trade the sack fly for the run given up? Or how much will that make a difference if you're trying to make a comeback? But I guess only time will tell for this game.
That one low, as we see Umbuck now on a hitter's count 3-0. And I feel like for the Copperheads, you just kind of have to get the out. Bases loaded right there. And just kind of try to keep this game close. I mean, the Bats have put up 4 runs in an inning twice now. As it'd be very improbable, but possible to do it again.
First, though, they'll need to get out of this inning unscathed if they want that to potentially send it to extras. Have the 6 hits, but haven't had many in the last few innings.
As that one will get through the gap, and the Spinners put up their 13th run of the night by way of an RBI single.
The RBI single by Ubach brings in another, putting the Spinners up 13-8. Now batting, number 22, Edward
So now we see the
Beckett.
Copperheads allow 25 runs through 2 straight games. As the pitching for the Copperheads just hasn't been there. Coming off on a back-to-back, it's tough pitching depth-wise, and also playing on Saturday night and Friday night.
Yeah, most definitely, and especially in a league where pitching depth really isn't the deciding factor in a lot of these games. It's tough to take as a Lake Norman player or coach, and now there looks to be a pitching change now with just one out left.
Yeah, as we see Noah Jarrett go out to the mound and talk it over with Lopez. It's been a long one, but it's been a fun one. I mean, lots of offense across the board, and couldn't ask for a better game.
And most definitely, it's been packed with a lot of barrels, especially, and seen a few balls leave the yard. And in a park like this, it's always exciting to see how much that maybe affects these players. The Spinners have sort of like a old Toronto Blue Jays or Minnesota Twins diamond, as you may have seen back in the 80s and 90s, where it's kind of just like a dirt island between the bases and first and third. I wonder if that gives the runners any speed advantage when they're running down to first base, as we've seen many times. Drop third strikes, or those plays are pretty close.
3-1. And Lopez gets a slider on the outside portion of the zone to run the count full.
The walk isn't the end of the world here, but you'd certainly want to have it to avoid any further damage.
3-2 pitch. That one swung up and over the screen, over the press box to our left. So the count stays full. The Copperheads 1 strike away from getting out of the bottom half of the 8th inning. As here's the 3-2 from Lopez. Slider roped down the left field line, but foul. As out in front of that one. Just couldn't stay back enough on the off-speed stuff to keep it fair.
Yeah, understandably geared up for the fastball in the 3-2 count, trying to challenge him velocity-wise, but still a chance to reach base for the second time straight is Paneke.
That one misses high. In there for a strike as Lopez catches him looking.
Spinners
and
play
that's all
2
she
more
wrote
at the
for the
bottom
bottom
of the
half
8th.
of the 8th inning.
Now moving to the
As
top
it'll
of
be
the
the last
9th.
call
Spinners
for the
look for 3
Copperheads,
outs to
down
move
by
on
4.
to
Down
4-0
by
on
5
the
now, as
season.
they're going to need a big inning here in the top of the 9th. Back here, top of the 9th inning, as the Copperheads trail the Spinners 13-8. As an offensive explosion from both sides, but the Spinners pitching has been able to kind of keep up with their bats here as of late.
Yeah, and the Spinners have really kind of recovered after that 8 runs they gave up early in the game. Haven't allowed anything since the 3rd inning and let the offense take over.
Yeah, and Gunnar, what does that do to a team's mentality? I mean, you're already 3-0 on the season. You allow 8 runs in the first couple of innings. You come back, rally, and look like they're going to win this game.
Yeah, certainly a good feeling. I feel like these guys just really trust that their offense can maybe outscore anybody. We've seen that, they've won the last 3 championships, so clearly they've got to have a good offense if that's the case. And they've gotten a little bit from everybody tonight
Number 3,
in terms of the
Aiden
offensive
Kwan.
production.
As we saw right there, Dane Frelick send a single up the middle, and now bring in the speedy lefty Aiden Kwan.
The first real blemish on McIntyre's record a little bit there.
He's been just what they needed coming out of the bullpen tonight.
Really a good innings eater and been a very effective guy too, as you see put through a strike at the knees right there.
Count now even at 1-1 as we see Frelick being held on by Turner at first. Big loopy curveball right there. Goes in there for a strike, little 12-6 action.
We've seen that pitch really be effective for him tonight. Frozen quite a few of these batters. We'll see if he goes back to it here.
1-2, Kwan swings on the fastball, and he'll sneak it through a gap. So the Copperheads not going down without a fight here, as they get the first 2 batters on the inning on base.
Now batting, number 19,
As
Cody Spillman.
one of our co-broadcasters, Eric Finley, kind of dubbed the Copperheads the cardiac Copperheads with their late game heroics in their first 2 outings, and maybe something of the same here.
Certainly making it interesting, even though they're down 5 runs as of right now.
Curveball clips the upper portion of the strike zone as Cody Spielman steps in.
Up and down night as well for the bottom half of this lineup especially.
Yeah, Spielman's 0 for 3, but no better time to turn things around. It's better late than never.
We have seen, though, once these hitters get down 0-2 to McIntyre, he's generally able to make that last pitch stick, and a little bit different to the outcome for many of the Copperheads at bats. Many times they've been in these 0-2, 1-2 counts, and the Spinners have been able to battle back and either get hits or work walks.
That ball in the dirt as the runners will stay put. So the count now at 1-2. In the dirt from McIntyre.
You saw Spillman really did want that ball, but wise to lay off on it.
That's kind of, it's weird to say, but McIntyre's been more effective when he puts the curveball in the strike zone than out of the strike zone and try to make the hitters reach for it. Spillman, he did go right there for strike number 3. That's something. Soon I'm talking about that curveball. He throws it once again.
Got him! Now batting, number 8,
Got him! For the second time tonight.
As we said, using the off-speed to good effect. That's a really good ground ball pitch, but also a good pitch if you can tempt these guys to swing.
As that brings in Jacob Painter, the second baseman. Over 2 on the night with a walk.
And if you can get this back to the top of the lineup and get it to guys like Luis Morales, Cale Ayler, and Isaac Armstrong, you might have a chance, but that'll be tough against a guy like McIntyre, who's had so much success tonight. He continues that with that nice curveball.
Yeah, I mean, we see McIntyre dot up the outside portion of the strike zone right there. McIntyre fires home. And blocked up right there. As Gunnar, I know it's early season, but it looks like the Spinners have to be the favorites to win yet another SCBL championship, and possibly en route to the 4P.
Yeah, and certainly their lineup has shown why. 13 runs on 12 hits. Done a good job, especially in this late game. Just not getting rattled when they face these big deficits and just putting together small rallies at a time, and been helped by some big hits.
1-2 for McIntyre. And he gets Painter
McIntyre
reaching in the dirt.
back to the dugout.
That's back-to-back Ks. And the last
Now
one for
batting
the Copperheads is Luis
13,
Morales.
Luis Morales.
You certainly have to think the home run by Taft and Hensley back in that 6th inning was maybe the changing point of the game. The Copperheads trail 9-8. They have a chance to get out of the jam. You have one guy on, and allowing that home run really killed their momentum, especially defensively when they had been so strong.
Ball in the dirt right there. Morales watches it go by. As you have to imagine, it won't be the last time we're out here at Moore Park this season for the SCBL Home Run Derby and probably some postseason baseball. Swing and miss right there from Morales. A throw down to first. As we see Quan get back just in time.
And if you're looking for contact, Morales is your guy. He's got, no extra base hits, but he's a good bat-to-ball hitter. Shown that with 2 singles so far.
Curveball from McIntyre gets into the zone, and now the Spinners 1 strike away from starting off their 2024 season 4-0. 1-2 from McIntyre. Can't get Morales to reach in the dirt right there, as that's a tough pitch to hold off.
But he's been using it so effectively. It almost plays a psychological game with these hitters to maybe try and swing at it.
2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, count runs full.
Certainly, as Eric Finley did say, they are giving us an interesting game at the very least to end off the night.
Full count pitch for McIntyre. Runners will be going. Swing and a miss right there from Morales.
Strikes out
And
another
the
man in
Mooresville
game.
Spinners
Your
now
Mooresville
4-0 on the
Spinners
SCBL
4-0 on the season.
As 4 wins already and maybe en route to their
They'll be
4th
back
in a
in
row
action tomorrow
SCBL
against the Regulators
championship.
at Moore Park.
And certainly a very inspired performance by Mooresville, especially their offense. Putting up 13 runs against Lake Norman, no easy feat, but certainly showing why they have been the class of the SCBL over the past 3 years.
As the pitching struggled early on, but we saw McIntyre come out of the bullpen and really shut things down for the Spinners. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote here in Mooresville, North Carolina at Moore Park. Your final score, the Lake Norman Copperheads 8 and the Mooresville Spinners 13. For Zane Metz and Gunnar Schroeder, we say thank you for spending your evening with us, as we'll be back at Coxville High School tomorrow night as the Copperheads will host the Corn Dogs. Have a great rest of your evenings, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow night.